Welcome, everyone, to the NBA on 2K Sports. With Steve Kerr and Clark Kellogg, this is Kevin Harlan. Doris Burke will be along, too, from the sideline. And now a quick check of our starting lineups for both teams. A premier performer will see tonight, John Stockton. He always comes to play.
Well, he gives his team such a boost when he's on the floor offensively, Kevin, just because of his ability to anticipate the game, to make the right pass, make the right play, and all the intangibles he brings to the table.
And Steve, when he's defending, he forces opposing ball handlers to be very cautious and careful. I mean, you try to get cute around him, and it will result in the steal.
This game marks the end of this stretch at home for the Lakers. Back on the road tomorrow. And this matchup with the Hawks, it's their first meeting of the season. Home court advantage played a part in last year. Let's find out what Doris Burke has for us.
Earlier, I was able to catch up with Mike Budenholzer. One player he doesn't want to overlook is Pau Gasol. He said Pau has that hook shot that is nearly impossible to guard, and that most of their defense on Pau will be centered around denying him the ball and forcing him to catch it away from the basket. We'll see if they can execute that plan, guys.
Thanks a lot, Doris. They set the screen. Brand against Gasol. 6 on the shot clock. Stockton left side, and that one's good. Stockton's got 5. Here's Nash. Pass to Kobe. First quarter of play, and just over 3.5 minutes in. All going up court. They grabbed their own miss, and it's slammed in by Millsap.
Boy, I like the way he carved out just enough space to get his hands on the missed shot and then rattle the rim on the putback.
And the gap narrows.
They're closing it fast.
Well, that's the effort of a team ready to fight back into this game.
Young passes to Nash. Nash right side. Young, he's covered by Stockton. Just 5 to shoot. And here's Nash outside. Good! He has 7.
Well, with this soft D, they're allowing him to shoot a very high percentage from the field so far.
Yeah, and they're just not offering any resistance, not making anything difficult for them, and they're able to kind of do whatever they want to do.
And it's going to be out of bounds. The Hawks will retain possession. These teams were last season's best passers. The squads with the most assists in the NBA. The Hawks second.
Yeah, wonderful passing team, and it was the kind of basketball that fans love to watch. Very unselfish.
The Cobra passes to Stockton. Millsap left side. Rejected by Kobe. And it's out of bounds to the Hawks as Atlanta retains possession.
Well, Kevin, we've got a moment now to look back to last year's Atlanta Hawks. 2nd in assists. 7th in field goal percentage. And they were top 10 in three-point shooting. That's a huge part of their offensive attack.
And the key really to that club, in my mind, was the offensive unselfishness. This was a team, as you mentioned, Clark, that finished in the top 5 in assists per game. So it was the fact that they really shared the ball. They had good ball movement and a good plan of attack all season long.
And Stockton, here we go. Pass to Horford. And there's the whistle. Fouled hard on the shot. He'll go to the line. They get Pau Gasol. Going back for a second, your comment, Steve, and the standoff these teams played to last year, it may have been an indicator of how closely matched the teams in the middle of both conferences were.
Well, we know these two teams were certainly closely matched.
And the Hawks with a completely new group on the floor. He hits the second from the line.
You know, last season, a lot of folks had the Lakers picked as the super team in the West, the team that would maybe challenge Miami and LeBron, but from the start, it just never was a cohesive group and really had one of the most disappointing seasons in the Lakers' history.
And the shot is good. The Cobra's got his first 2 points of the night.
Sometimes you can catch the defense napping when you make a strong pass like that in transition.
Farmar kicks to Sacre. Kerr, there's the dish to Johnson. Back to Kerr. He feeds it to Sacre. Working on Horford. Shot clock at 6. Sacre dishes to Kerr. And stolen by Goodrich. Here's the Cobra. Smooth as silk on the finger roll. The Cobra's got his second bucket of the night. Clark, as you said, the Lakers had a lot of lofty expectations put on them, but you never know what's going to happen when a team is put together. And Steve, they just couldn't reach that bar that was set so high for them.
You know, the expectations were so high, Kevin, but injury issues cost them all season long. Nash, Howard, Powell, and of course Kobe with the Achilles.
3 minutes of action so far in the second quarter. Inside the 7-footers, Gasol and Kaman. Nash and Bryant in the backcourt, and it's Young in at the 3. That's who's in the game for the Lakers. And here is Kaman. A 20-point game for him in the win against San Antonio.
And his work on the glass, certainly noteworthy. And he contributed in a number of ways.
That's good. And a little under 3.5 minutes elapsed in this second quarter of play. And let's now go to the sideline. We'll catch up here with Doris Burke. Doris?
Well, Kevin, even though there have been a lot of changes over the past few seasons in Atlanta, the team has rebounded despite the turnover in coaches and players. Al Horford said it came together quickly because of the GM, saying, quote, "We understood he was trying to do some things in a different way." Sounds like they have a good understanding of what they are trying to accomplish here, guys.
A lot of talent, Doris. And they're keeping them all working together.
A clear look at the hoop. He doesn't miss many of those.
Looking at the last game for the Atlanta Hawks, it was a win against the Raptors.
And in that game, guys, I watched it. They were dominant defensively down on the low block, just controlling the paint.
And, you know, once they got a few blocks, the shooters started looking around for those shot blockers, which is no way to be effective offensively.
Hawks making a switch here. Horford's checked in. Stockton passes to Millsap. Here's the screen. Stockton, 6 to shoot. Brand, good.
He had a whole lot of space to get that shot off.
Yeah, I don't think the defender did a good job there of getting over the top of the screen.
.131 left in the first half. Lakers leading by 8. Gasol setting the pick for Kobe. He passes to Gasol. The basket drops, and he gets fouled on the shot. 1 free throw coming his way.
And at the offensive end, he's done about as much.
Now, presented by Sprint.
It's time for
The Sprint Halftime Report, presented by Sprint.
Welcome back, everybody. Third quarter just... Third quarter of basketball here, and just a little under 3.5 minutes gone by. Horford kicks to Corbin. The feed now to Millsap. So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up, and 2 shots coming up.
You go back to the 2006 draft when Paul Millsap was taken 47th guy. Now remember, he had led college basketball in rebounding in all 3 of the years he played at Louisiana Tech. 3 straight years leading the NCAA. That's something that never had been done, not even by a 4-year player. And he ended up being drafted 47th. Hard to figure how that could happen, but he's made the most of his time in the NBA.
Elton Brand's checked in for the Hawks. And Clark, going back to that 2006 draft you were talking about, it wasn't exactly stacked. In fact, Millsap might be the second best player in that draft class, Steve, after LaMarcus Aldridge.
Well, it's amazing when you look back. I mean, how did he slip through the cracks all the way to the second round? He might not have had prototype size for the power forward position, but you know, it's all about production, and he was one of the great rebounders the college game had ever seen.
On the court right now for the Hawks, Korver at the 3 with Paul Millsap at the 4. The Cobra out there with Goodrich, and it's Brand in at the 5 spot. Lock at 6, Bryant. Paul Millsap with the rebound. Millsap's got 5 rebounds tonight.
And he continues to search for his rhythm. It's eluded him to this point.
Hawks were pretty solid against the Western Conference, splitting the 30 games they played 15-15. And if you do that against the West, when you're an Eastern Conference team, usually you're going to make the playoffs, and the Hawks did as a 6th seed.
And Nash, here we go. There's the bucket. Good. Nash has got 11 points.
Beautiful finger roll to cap head drive off. He knows how to finish with some flair and flavor, guys.
Horford with the screen on Nash. Millsap passes to the Cobra. Stockton. Again, the Hawks good for 2. And for the Hawks against the West, as Clark, you were talking about earlier, 15 and 15. It might sound ho-hum, but Steve was actually the 4th best record against the West of all teams in the East.
Well, look, the West, we know the more dominant conference. I think 15-15 is a pretty solid record for Atlanta. So they had a good showing last year against the West.
Horford with the screen on Nash. Stockton with it, guarded now by Nash. There's 38 seconds left in the 3rd quarter of the game. Millsap against Kerr. Fires it up. And he overshot that one, missing. Lakers leading by 7. Nash outside. The pass to Keenan. Backs him down. Johnson outside. Dishes it to Gasol. That's good, and Johnson with the assist. 17 points for Pau Gasol. Back to Stockton from downtown. And released it in time, but it's off the mark. And that's it for the 3rd quarter. Both teams. Nash outside. And stolen by Goodrich. Nash and Bryant in the backcourt. Inside the 7-footers, Gasol and Kaman. And it's Young in at the 3, the small forward. That's the Laker 5. And here's what's upcoming now for the Hawks. After this one, they're off to Sacramento to take on the Kings. And that game will be game 2 of 3 straight on the road.
A lot of attention on the Nuggets. You know, that Denver game really is interesting to watch.
And the first one at the line is good.
Well, since the new CBA, the league has made the luxury tax much more punitive. But certainly the Lakers blessed with the financial wherewithal to be a tax-paying team. The problem is it can hurt your flexibility under the new rules just to make deals, and that's going to be the challenge for LA.
And the foul called on the Cobra. That's his first foul.
That's his first personal foul. 2nd team foul.
A little over 2.5 minutes have passed here in the 4th quarter. And Kobe, here we go. Leaps for it. 5 to shoot. Millsap with the steal. Here's the break. Here's the Cobra. The feather touch on the finger roll. Beautiful. The Cobra's got 4 points this quarter. And what's your take, guys, in the hustle stats for the Hawks?
Their activity at the defensive end, Kevin, has been really impressive. Attacking and coming away with steals.
They've repeatedly gotten out on the break tonight as well and scored a lot of baskets in transition.
You talk about the huge fan base for the Lakers, Clark. One of the marquee franchises, certainly in the entire NBA.
I would even stretch that to all of sports, Kevin. The market and their finances clearly have helped them gain that stature, but you can't shortchange the organization, the people making the decisions. They've been a winner for a long time, and that's been the magic ingredient that's attracted fans, players, sponsors, the full package.
Back to Brand, and he takes that one up and powers it through.
That's basketball 101, guys. I mean, elementary. Use the screen to free yourself and then take it straight to the rack.
Yeah, very nice set play for him.
Well, that's using your head and using your body.
Passes it to Young. He dishes it to Kobe. Back to Young. Jacks up a 3. That's in, coming off an assist by Kobe. Young's got 10 points in just the second half.
He's been much more effective in the second half than he was in the first.
Outside Millsap. He kicks to Goodrich. Feeds to Horford. 9 feet out. Again, the Hawks good for 2.
These defenders look overmatched right now, especially inside.
Yeah, you look at the numbers, 10 of the last 12 points have come.
The team struggled to stay in the game tonight, and the final score ended up not being even close. Do you think there was anything you or the team could have done differently to change the outcome?
I could have played harder, I guess. I don't know, it's hard to think about that kind of thing right after a loss. For me, it usually takes a while for everything to sink in so I can process it. All I know is that I let my teammates and the coaching staff down tonight, and these guys deserve better. I'm gonna have to do a better job of playing my game and staying within my role next time.